Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at Money Concepts.
Good afternoon. Game number 2 of our doubleheader between Dordt and Doane set to begin, and we are underway with the first pitch thrown by Alexa Kapaska. Alexa Kapaska starting game 2 for the Defenders. Defensive alignment for Dordt will look like this. Kapaska on the mound, Carly Olson behind the plate, Toringa at third, Emma Grun at short, Chandler Skemper second, Lauren Steensers at first, and around the outfield from left to right, Taylor Kanak, Ivy Terpstra, and Brooklyn Cox will be the outfield alignment for the Dordt Defenders. Pitches low and away, 1 and 2 the count. So ball 1 and 2 the count. Kapaska wastes one there. Throws it in the turf on the outside to the left-handed batter, Grace Dowdry. And Dowdry swings and misses. Strike 3. Strikeout number 1, out number 1 as well. Alexa Kapaska 2-1 this season with 33 innings pitched. Struck out 20 thus far. Had a nice outing last night. Ended up not being involved in the decision. Pitches low and away. Ball 1 to Hannah Bessler. Bessler, the shortstop for the Doane Tigers, Doane University. Bessler, the batter, and she takes a strike. So, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count, and here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2 to Bessler. Bessler in game number 1. Hits were limited for both teams. She had one of the 2 hits for Doane. That was an infield single. 2-2 the count now to Bessler. Bessler grounds that one foul. Batting .277 this season with 26 hits. Couple of triples, couple of home runs. Again, a .277 batting average, and as the season goes along, pitch misses upstairs. Kapaska, a freshman from Ames, Iowa, has acquitted herself quite well on the mound so far in mostly relief appearances. Lifted in the air, center field, giving chase on the run, making the play is Ivy Terpstra, and Bessler is retired for the second out of the inning. And Terpstra had to cover a lot of ground for that one, and if she doesn't get to it, Taylor Kanak looked like she had a beat on it as well. There you get a good look at Alexa Kapaska. Kapaska also played some volleyball this fall for the Defenders. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1, 0-1 the count. It was a pitcher's duel in game number 1, a combined 5 hits between the two teams. Eventually, the decider swung on and lifted in the air, left side. That's going to drift out of play off the bat of Jaden Hunt. The decider was a Carly Olson inside the park home run. That ended up squirting away from the left fielder and back to the fence, and she was able to get around the bases, and she scored on the inside the park home run, and then a couple of defensive gems for the Defenders in the 7th inning to close it out, and that's how the Dordt Defenders won game 1, 1-0. Hunt is a 272 has a 272 batting average entering play today. Doane played a couple with Northwestern yesterday, and Northwestern won them both. 7-1 in game one, and it was 7-0 late in game two. That was the last score I recall seeing with the Doane Tigers last night in Orange City. Swung on and fouls it up into the banners above the Dordt University bench area on the third base side here in the American State Bank ASB Sports Complex, the Dome. And the count is now even at 2-2 to Jaden Hunt, and Kapaska swings into the wind, and Hunt lets that one go by for a ball, and the count is now full, 3-2. Camry Moore waits in the on-deck circle. And here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball 4 and the walk is issued. Jaden Hunt, a base on balls. First walk surrendered. And brings Camry Moore to the plate. And Moore will step in. Moore, right-handed batter. And Moore, 317 batting average, entering play, takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Moore, the pitcher, a record in game number one. She goes to 13-7 with that hard luck loss. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Kapaska typically able to keep the ball low. That time came with a rise ball, and Moore swung under it. Moore, here's the pitch. Low and away. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Moore graduated from Concordia University last year and electing to use her 5th season at Doane University this season. So actually a grad transfer. Would imagine she's taking graduate courses now at Doane University. And Moore awaiting the delivery. 1-2 pitch on the way from Kapaska. Rolls it in. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. So Moore took the loss in game one. That's her record slides to 13-7. In the meantime, Abby Kramer got the win for the defenders. Here's the pitch. Low. Ball 3, 3-2 count. Full. Abby Kramer is now 14-4 this year. Had 132 strikeouts entering play today. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. This one's lined into center field, but making the play on the run, ranging to her left is Ivy Terpstra. And Camry Moore hits it on the nose, but right at Ivy Terpstra. She takes a couple of steps to her left, and she retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left for the Doane Tigers. We've played a half inning. Dordt coming to the plate when we're back in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
All season long, make sure to catch softball home games right here on the Dordt Media Network.
Skemmer coming around to score to win the game.
These multi-camera live stream broadcasts are produced by the students of Dordt University.
Swung on up the middle, that's the base hit.
To find the links of upcoming games, simply check out godort.com.
Kennard, line drive to left center field, that's going to end it.
We are the Dordt Media Network.
That's right. Yep, got her. Okay. The Dordt defenders will be facing Emily Haynes on the mound. Haynes 2-4 this season with a 5.11 earned run average. 50 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, so not a strikeout pitcher. We'll see what the Dordt defenders are able to do against her. Chandler Skemper steps in. Skemper, a 304 batting average, entering play today. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Defensive alignment for the Tigers. Jaden Young behind the plate. Huffman is the third baseman. Hannah Bessler is the shortstop. Angie Escada is the second baseman, and the first baseman is Megan Elliott. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Skemper. Change up, and that is low. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Last night, the Hastings pitcher kept the Dordt defenders off balance, mainly with that changeup. She was throwing it consistently for strikes as well. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 2. 2-1 the count to Skemper. So Skemper the batter. Skemper the second baseman. And Chandler, Skemper steps in. And here's the pitch. Swung on and fought off foul. And that one caught a piece of the umpire behind home plate. And looks like that one stung a little bit. Took it off of the forearm. So momentary break in the action as the home plate umpire shakes it off. Skemper the batter. Dordt University. 1 game won, 1-0. Now going after the sweep. Skemper, a senior from Sheldon, prepped at Western Christian High School. And the pitch misses outside. Ball 3, and the count is full. 3-2 the count to Skemper. So Skemper awaits the delivery. And the pitch on the way from Haynes. Swung on, sharply hit. Ground ball, third baseman up with it. Throws over to Elliott. That's Huffman to Elliott for the out. And Skemper is retired 5-3 for the first out of the inning. Brings Carly Olson to the plate. Now, she was the hero of game number 1 on offense, getting an inside the park home run in the 6th inning. That was enough for the defenders. 1-0, they secure the win. Abby Kramer, this week, what a week she had. She went 3-1 pitching. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, right side, and Olson is retired 4-3. Escada to Elliott for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Coster to the plate, so Ella Coster will step in with the defenders tied up 1-0 with the Doane Tigers. Coster had one of the 3 hits for the defenders in game number 1 today. Coster batting a gaudy .451 so far. Fouls that one off at the plate. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Now Coster batting for average this year with a .451 batting average. Has 41 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, and 26 RBI. Coster, left-handed batter, awaits the delivery from Haynes. And a ground ball sharply hit. Escada to her right makes the backhanded stop and throws over to first to Elliott for the third out of the inning. And the defenders are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the second inning we go. Elliott, Prauner, and Young due up for the Tigers when we're back right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere. Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
Megan Elliott will step in for the Tigers. Doane University. And she is a right-handed batter. Takes low from Kapaska. Elliott, a .261 batting average. Has a little bit of pop. 4 homers, 25 RBI. So that 261 batting average. Here's the pitch. Checks her swing. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Bronner waiting in the on-deck circle. 0-0 our score. Dordt won game 1, 1-0. Swung on, hammered up into the ceiling. Strike 1, 2-1 the count. So it's 2-1 to Elliott. Elliott playing first base on the defensive side. And here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air. Should be a play for Olsen, and it spins foul. And they say Olsen touched it, threw over to first in time, and Olsen stuck with it. Carly Olsen didn't see it initially. Yeah, that was Skemper that came over to cover at second base, actually. So that goes 2-4 for the out. I wasn't certain that a player touched it in fair territory, in all honesty, when I watched it live and then watching the replay. Didn't give me any clearer picture either. So Bronner, the batter. Bronner takes up high, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Well, heads up play that time by Olsen. And Olsen able to make the play and stuck with it. Threw it over to first, and a heads-up play by Skemper to get over there as well. Almost ended up being played like a bunt with with Elliott. Unable to beat out that pop-out. Ends up simply looking like a 2-4 put-out. Well, that made me flinch. The netting. We're not that far from the netting. And every once in a while, a foul ball comes screaming up against it. That one just did. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. In there for a called strike 3. And Alexa Kapaska, her second strikeout of the game. Out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring Jaden Young to the plate. Jaden Young to the plate. Well, I had the question posed to me today. We'll let Young settle in, 257 batting average. That's in for a called strike. I had someone pose the question to me today, hey, can we move the equipment out after this weekend? Are we done with games in the Dome? I said I thought we were done with games in the Dome 3 weeks ago. So we're going to hang tight, see how the next week goes. Ball hits the plastic and falls in fair territory. That's a strike, 0-2 the count to Jaden Young. So Young batting. And looks like she wears something looped around that right thumb, and that caught the umpire's attention. He has to check it. Pitches in, misses up high. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. You get all sorts of little aches and pains over the course of a season, a lot of repetitive motion stuff. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, ground ball, weakly hit, left side, up with it is Toringa, throws over to first base, nice play, gets it to Steenstra for the third out of the inning. 5-3, the side retired, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the second we go, Dordt and Doane scoreless, due up for the defenders. Terpstra, Groen, Steenstra when we're back right after this.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Doane Tigers and Dordt Defenders tied 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Terpstra, Groen, and Steenstra due up. And batting now will be Terpstra. Terpstra, a .313 batting average so far this season. That was entering play today. 31 hits, 5 doubles, couple of home runs, 23 RBI. Here's the pitch, swung on and weakly hit. Third base side, she could have a chance to leg it out, and she does. An infield single for Ivy Terpstra. This Dordt team has exhibited a pretty good team speed this season. Last night had several infield singles. And not only does the ball play differently off of the defensively, I believe you also run a little faster on the turf than you do on the dirt infield that you would play outside. So things accentuated a little bit more. The ball does roll true, and Terpstra takes her lead at first. Groen takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Looked like Groen might have been taking that time, just simply giving Terpstra a chance to get a jump or a read. Haynes looks over to the first base dugout, gets her pitch sign, and laying down the bunt is Groen. Throw over to first in time. They advance the runner, though, so the defenders playing small ball here. Groen on the sacrifice. Retired 5-4 for Escada was covering over there for the first out of the inning. So Dordt now with runners in, a runner in scoring position and 1 out. So Lauren Steenstra, .258 batting average, comes to the plate. Steenstra, changeup misses up high. Ball 1-0 the count. Well, once again, a thank you to the Dordt Media Network student employees for their work on this Saturday afternoon. Covering both fields as Northwestern and Hastings are sidestepping poor weather and occupying the other field, and we're able to work it out that the Dordt Media Network able to cover those games as well. Steenstra takes a strike. It's 1-1. Rich Lodewijk has done a great job in forming this team of students. Swung on and hammered up the middle. That's pretty sharply hit. Ball gets away from the center fielder, and she doesn't pick it up cleanly, and that'll go as a single with Terpstra scoring from second base. So Steenstra the single, an RBI single, and the center fielder unable to pick it cleanly for a play at home potentially. And all she can do is get it back into the infield and hold the runner at first base. Can't call it an error simply because you can't assume she's going to make that play and make that throw home. Now, some would argue, well, she probably wasn't going to run, but you just don't know that. Swung on by Canuck, fouls it back to the screen. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Would have been interesting. I don't know if Coach Zomer would have sent her or not. Terpstra has good speed. More often than not, he will take the risk. Saw that in game 1 with Carly Olson as well. Pitch rolled in, and the catcher blocks it nicely. That's Young, keeping it close. Catchers are just gluttons for punishment. We saw Carly Olson take one off of the rib cage last night. Looked like her chest protector slid over and she caught one square. Took her a little bit to bounce back from that one. Pitch is low, and again the ball skips away from the catcher, but she got enough of it to keep it close. 2-1 pitch on the way to Canuck. Canuck, a .351 batting average, playing left field today to start the game. So Canuck, Dordt with a 1-0 lead, looking for more here. Here's Haynes, swung on and missed, strike 2, 2-2 the count. Bottom of the second inning already. 1-0 our score. This game got started at about 3:55 or so. First game played in snappy fashion. I think it was under an hour and 15. Swung on, foul tipped. Canuck hangs in there at the plate. And the count is 2-2. Monday and Tuesday next week, Dordt will be hosting baseball on at Open Space Park against Jamestown. Couple of doubleheaders. Here's the pitch. That's up high, ball 3, 3-2 the count. I think Monday will mark the broadcast debut of Steph Sautel for some baseball play-by-play. Always good to have a few people available, especially with the fluid schedule that baseball and softball offers. And that one misses outside, ball 4, and the walk is issued. Lauren Steenstra advances to second. Canuck takes the base, her first. First base on balls issued by Emily Haynes. You too could be a broadcaster on the Dordt Media Network. We're looking for people all the time. Don't know if there are any students out there listening, incoming students. Love to give you the opportunity, see if you like it or not. Bunt is laid down, sacrifice bunt, Toringa. She's retired 5-4 for the second out of the inning. Couple of sacrifice bunts resulting in outs, but now Dordt with a couple of runners in scoring position, and Brooklyn Cox is at the plate. Cox has had a flair for the dramatic this season. Seems like she's delivered in a couple of big moments that can recall. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Dordt leading 1-0, but looking for a couple more here. Cox is from Brush, Colorado. She's a junior. Where's number 5? Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouls it off. Strike 2, 0-2 the count, and so now she's going to have to battle a little bit. Emily Haynes in the driver's seat. So Dordt playing it for the big inning here rather than just leaving runners at first and second. Coach Zomer electing to try and put some pressure on with the runners at second and third. Also, pass ball, wild pitch, something like that. You can maybe score from third, but it's all for naught as Cox swings through it. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 1 for Haynes and out number 3 of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits. No errors, 2 left. To the top of the third we go. Dordt 1, Doane 0. Due up for the Doane Tigers, it'll be Hoffman, Escada, and Dowding when we're back right after this.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
All season long, make sure to catch softball home games right here on the Dordt Media Network.
Skemmer coming around to score to win the game.
These multi-camera live stream broadcasts are produced by the students of Dordt University.
Swung on up the middle, that's the base hit.
To find the links of upcoming games, simply check out godort.com.
Kennard, line drive. Alexa Kapask out to work her third inning, facing Hoffman. Hoffman, that's Hoffman, the third baseman, wearing number 11. 0 for 2 thus far this season. She has not had many offensive opportunities. Takes a strike, it's 1-1. Earlier today, softball play. Northwestern beat Hastings 6-1. Pitch is inside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Morningside and Briar Cliff scheduled to play today in Sioux City. Not sure if they're getting that one in. Fouled back to the screen, or back to the bubble. Strike 2, 2-2 the count. Dordt beat Doane 1-0. Those are the 3 doubleheaders that were on the schedule for today that are still listed on the GPAC site. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Conference standings at this point: Northwestern is 11-0, Midland is 10-2, Dordt 7-2, Morningside 9-3, Briar Cliff 7-3. And Hoffman takes a strike 3. The Dordt defenders get a strikeout. That's strikeout number 3 for Kapaska. Out number 1 of the inning. Brings a Skata to the plate. She's got a .306 batting average. So after Briar Cliff in 5th at 7-3, you go basically to around 500 teams. Pitches in for a called strike to a Skata. Hastings is 8-7, Mount Marty 6-6, Doane is now 6-9, and then a little separation again. Jamestown 2-6, College of St. Mary 2-10. And a bunt laid down. Kapaska out of the circle, throws it over to first and unable to scoop it cleanly. And I think that's going to go as a throwing error on Kapaska. She threw it in the dirt. And we got a delayed dead ball. And I'm not sure what the question is from the home plate umpire. Is it the location of the base runner? So she was out of the box. And, what was the count? Go back and edit the play. So it goes a dead ball. So Skata said she was out of the box when she made contact on the bunt, so nothing in 2 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on and a ground ball, right side. Skemper up with it, throws over to first in time. Well, I don't know if we had the replay available to us for that first play, but what I have noticed here in the dome, there's Skemper throwing it over to first for the out. What I have noticed here in the dome is those painted lines do not move or get rubbed out as the game goes along. And the rule, pitch is in there for a called strike in case you're curious, the rule is if any part of the foot is out of the box over the white and you make contact with the ball, it's a dead ball. And I believe it's called a strike, but how that play was applied was different than my thought process would have been. I thought the batter would have been out in that situation, but that's how it was applied this time, and I'm not a rules expert by any stretch. That one fouled off and sneaks in between the gating in front of the Dordt bench area. And the count now 1-2 to Dowding. And here's the pitch from Kapaska, swung on, fouled back to the net. And the count remains 1-2. So 1-2 the count. I have seen some coaches here in the dome very vocally say they felt that their batter was in the box when they made contact with it. Here's the pitch. This is fouled off again. And count remains 1-2 on the foul ball. And we have the benefit of that video, that look in from center field. And more often than not, the umpires are getting that call right here in the ASB Sports Complex. This one's off of the hands, it looks like. Up in the air, and Gruen makes the play. And Dowding is retired on the pop-out to the shortstop for out number 3 of the inning. Doane is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. Dordt leading 1-0. Back with more after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage you. It's always growing. I mean, it's a safe spot.
Due up for the defenders, top of the order, Chandler Scamper, Carly Olson, Ella Coster. And into the windup, here's the pitch from Haynes. That's low. Ball one, 1-0 the count. Well, I'm going back and rewinding and looking at that play from the third inning. So Scamper up at the front of the box. Here's the pitch, swung on and a ground ball deep in the hole. Shortstop Basler up with it, throws over to first base and got her by half a step. So Scamper retired on the play. Nice play by the shortstop, Basler. And the replay, a little quick on the trigger there. We're going to see the, nope. It's close. That was close. 50-50. You get some, you give some. That's how you got to look at it. As you know, I feel like if you don't, it'll drive you crazy. Feel like every call goes against you, and you just got to try to move on as best you can. Scamper retired 6-3 for the first out of the inning. When it happened in real time, I thought she was maybe there. Watched the video, and she still might have been there, but as it is, Carly Olson batting now with one out. I will say this, the umpires more often than not get it right, so we get the benefit of the replay, and we love the fact that we can go back and see the replay. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that one's a cue ball. Spins it foul, does Olson. And the count is now 1-2 to Olson. So 1-2 the count. And the pitch is in for a called, well, missed. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. So 2-2 count on the way. And here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, driven deep, but it looks like the center fielder, Doubting, has a bead on it, and she makes the play, and Olson gives it a ride to center field, but hits it on the nose, but the center fielder, Doubting, ranging back, making the play for the second out of the inning. Brings Ella Coster to the plate with the bases empty and 2 down. Swung on, ground ball, right side, second baseman up with it, lofts it over to first base, and that'll go as an error. Charge to the second baseman on the throw, Escada. Ella Coster reaches on the play. So Coster reaches on the error, and that looked like a pretty routine play, and Escada just still think that throw from second base can be difficult simply because you can't pipe it over there. You've got to put a little finesse on it, and sometimes you miss on the release point. That time she did, so now Dordt with a chance with 2 outs. Terpstra takes up high, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Terpstra singled in her last at-bat. So 2 down in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Terpstra will settle back in. .313 batting average for Terpstra so far this season. And here's the pitch. Terpstra takes for a ball. Throw down to second, not in time, and Coster is in with a stolen base. Ella Coster racing down to second base. Coster this season, her 13th stolen base of the year. So home plate umpire came over, gave a listen to the Doane coaching staff. Now Terpstra batting. Haynes. Here's the pitch. Change up, misses up high. Ball 3, 3-0 the count. So 3-0 the count to Terpstra. Ivy Terpstra wearing number 30. Terpstra is a senior from New Sharon, Iowa. Here's the pitch, and that's in for a called strike, 3-1 the count. So Terpstra taking that pitch. Looked like she might have been taking all the way. So 3-1 pitch on the way to Terpstra. Into the wind, here's the pitch. Swung on and hammered towards center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Dordt's up 2-0 as Terpstra delivers the RBI single. That'll go as an unearned run as well, simply because the 3rd out should have been recorded, so everything from here on out will be unearned. Coster scores on the play. Terpstra is over at first. And my counterpart over at Doane University, Rick Schmecker, watching our broadcast. And he gave me the explanation on that play from the previous inning. And what he is saying, I agree with. The defense has the choice of letting the play stand or allowing the batter to come back. Now, it must have been an 0-1 count at the time. Swung on and ground ball fielded in foul territory. Huffman made a nice play. The third baseman playing up in front of the bag smothered it. What had to pop up and throw out Groon with pretty good speed, but she would have had a chance. As it is, foul ball. Dordt leading 2-0, bottom of the 3rd inning. Always good to know that my friend Rick Schmecker in Crete, Nebraska, keeping me on the straight and narrow. We've been in this business for a while. I think both of us actually started at our respective schools in the same year. Emma Groon awaiting the pitch. 1-2 pitch on the way to Groon. Swung on, fights it off, foul. And the count remains 1-2. Rick has seen a lot over at Doane University. Some ups and downs with his teams, just like we have. Doane University, the Tigers. Here's the pitch. Swung on and ground ball foul. Baseball team's having a good year again over in Crete. Softball team right there. Last night they took a 0-0 game into the 6th inning, or the 5th inning, beg your pardon, with Northwestern before the Red Raiders got on them in Orange City for a 7-0 win. And Groon hits this one up into the ceiling, and that'll be a dead ball. Foul ball. And Rick reminding me he's got 2 weeks of seniority on me. He must have started on August 1. I started around August 16 or so. 2001, that's a lifetime ago. Into the wind, here's Haynes. Change up misses outside, throw down to second base, and it gets away. Nobody covered on the play. So a stolen base for Terpstra. They didn't even flinch. Watching those middle infielders, they didn't move. Yeah. Pitch was outside, no question, so it wasn't a strikeout by any means. 2-2 with 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit off of the plastic. And the count remains 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way to Gruen, batting with a runner in scoring position. Now Dordt leading 2-0, but looking for more against Emily Haynes. Trying to give Alexa Kapaska a little bit of run support. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 3, 3-2. I think it was it 0-2 at one point or 1-2 on? 1-2, so Gruen has worked it back to full count. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Lauren Steenstra. Haynes might be creatively pitching around Gruen here. Here's the pitch, down to the dirt. Ball 4, throw down to third base, and they got her. So caught stealing on the play is Ivy Terpstra. That's going to go 2-5 for the third out of the inning, and Emma Gruen will bat. Well, no, she was issued the walk, so she won't bat. So her at-bat is over. She won't lead off the next inning. Coach Jeff Zomer conversing with the base umpire right now. And looks like the play will stand, and Terpstra thrown out at third base. So rather than runners at the corners, that's the third out. Gruen gets credit for a base on balls in the process. So that's the end of the inning. Dordt gets a run. 1 run, 1 hit. There was an error, and the 1 run that scored was unearned. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Due up for the Doane Tigers. It'll be Bessler, Hunt, and Moore when we're back in a minute.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
And he was not in a good position to make that call either. Yeah, got caught behind the plate of the base umpire, called the Terpstra out on the play. You're catching our off-mic conversation. The Dordt defenders down, leading 2-0 into the top of the 4th inning we go. Bessler, ground ball sharply hit, backhanded by Skemper, up with it. She has no play though, so an infield single by Bessler. Kapaska now with the pitch, low and away, ball 1, 1-0 the count to Jaden Hunt. So Jaden Hunt, the batter. And here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, lays down the bunt, and it's punched past the third baseman, charging in, nobody has a play, and now Doane with runners at first and second and nobody out, and that'll go as a bunt single. Third baseman was charging down the line. Kapaska had to try to make the play coming out of the circle to her right. She picks it cleanly. I don't know that she gets her. brings Camry Moore to the plate. Now the Doane Tigers, this is exactly what they're looking for. Middle of the order up with an opportunity to do some damage. Moore takes a strike, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count to Moore, batting with runners at first and second. Nobody out, and the Tigers with the heart of the order up. Dordt got a run in the second and one in the third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Strike two, 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Moore steps out of the box momentarily. Now steps back in. She took the loss in game one today. Swung on, line drive right at Skemper. Makes the play. And Moore, for the second time today, hits a rocket, but is retired. She had a line drive out in the first inning to center field, and now a line drive out to the second baseman. And that brings Megan Elliott to the plate. Elliott had that pop fly in the infield. And this one off of the ceiling, and Skemper makes the play for the out. Chandler Skemper playing the bubble. Gets the out on the fly out, the pop out to the second baseman, and she had to race for that one. So nice play by Skemper off of the bubble. It is, you get some unique plays here. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1 the count to Prauner. 0-1 the count. And this one's off of the banner. So the count now 0-2. 0-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Outside, ball one, 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back to the netting. And we're in the top of the fourth inning. 1-2 pitch on the way. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three, and the side is retired. Prauner goes down swinging, so Doane puts a threat together. But the defender is able to get out of the jam. Started with a line drive out. Camry Moore, and after that, a couple of defensive play off of the ceiling, and Prauner strikes out. And that ends the fourth. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 our score. Back with 2-0 our score. Back with more after this.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications, looking ahead.
Lauren Steenstra comes to the plate with Dordt leading 2-0. Swung on ground ball, backhanded by the pitcher. Haynes up with it, throws over to first in time. Steenstra retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning. Well, our game moving right along. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dordt leading 2-0. They won game 1-0, in a game where only 6 hits. And Haynes that time, looks like she might have strained her back. She took a moment on the back of the circle, trying to stretch out. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning is where we're at. Swing and a miss to Canucks. Strike 2, 0-2 the count, with Toringa waiting in the on-deck circle. So Canuck (1-2) count with 1 out. And here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off at the plate. 1-2. So the count remains 1-2. Swung on, ground ball past the pitcher. Shortstop, Bessler up with it. Throws over to first base in time, and Canuck has retired 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So Canuck 0 for 1 today brings Bryn Toringa to the plate. Toringa without an official plate appearance at this point in game 2. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. So Toringa will step in, right-handed batter. Pitch is outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. With 2 down in the inning, bases are empty. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, ball 2, 2-0. Well, Cox waits in the on-deck circle. I got no problem with Brooklyn Cox getting a chance here in the bottom of the 4th inning if Toringa can get on. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 the count. So 3-0 the count. Haynes looks to the sideline, gets the sign from one of the coaching staff members. Pitch is taken for a strike. It's 3-1. 3-1 the count to Toringa. Toringa, part of that 1-run second inning where she had a sacrifice to get the runners actually over to second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on and laced into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Toringa delivers a 2-out single. Toringa drops that in front of the left fielder, Prauner. And now Brooklyn Cox is the batter. So Brooklyn Cox settles in, 241 batting average, struck out in her last at bat. Fouls this one off. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Pitch on the way. Here's the pitch. Snap throw over to first base, not in time. Back in safely is Toringa. So Dordt trying to do some damage here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Got an unearned run in the 3rd inning to help their cause. And Cox Awaits the pitch. Here it is. Swung on and a ground ball hit towards Escada. Shovels it over to the shortstop. Bessler covering, and Cox hits into a fielder's choice to close the inning. 4-6. Torringa retired for the third out. And the Doane Tigers get out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left. To the bottom of the fifth we go. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Doane. Young, Hoffman, and Escada when we're back in a moment.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
First pitch is in for a called strike to Jaden Young as we get into the bottom of the fifth inning. And here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air. Kapaska under it, makes the play for the first out of the inning. Pop out to the pitcher for the first out. So Brittany Hoffman will come up, and Hoffman takes a strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count. Hoffman so far, she struck out back in the third inning in her lone plate appearance. So 0-1 the count. Swung on, hit in the air, right field. Playing the slice is Brooklyn Cox, and Hoffman is retired on the fly out to right for the second out of the inning. And that will bring Escada to the plate. And it finally makes sense to me. I know sometimes it takes me a little while to process things. It finally makes sense to me why Escada, Dordt had to send her back to the plate with it being a dead ball, because if they had accepted the call, she would have been on first base because of the error. So you could have, if you get her out, you take the outcome of the play. Since you didn't get her out, you bring her back and you do it all over again. I told you, it's been baffling me for most of the last couple innings, and now it finally makes sense. Here's the pitch to Escada. Misses outside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Daughtry waiting in the on-deck circle if Doane can start it over. In the top of the order for Doane, very potent, so you'd love to get Escada here and finish out the inning. Swung on line drive, backhanded by Skemper. Skemper backhands the line drive off of the bat of Escada. Skemper's gotten a workout at second base. There you see the replay of it as she picks it up before it hits the turf. And the Doane Tigers are retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the fifth we go. Due up for the defenders, the aforementioned Skemper, followed by Olson and Koster. If anybody reaches, it'll be Terpstra. Back with more after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
Got to change. New pitcher. Sir, what are the changes? Thank you. Yep, Faith Molina. Faith Molina is on to pitch for the Doane Tigers. That will close the day for Emily Haynes. The line for Haynes today: 4 innings pitched. Nice outing. 2 runs, 4 hits, a strikeout, and 2 bases on balls. And so we will now see Molina. And we'll get you the numbers for Molina in just a moment. Chandler Scamper, who's done the job on defense, steps in to lead off the inning. Molina, that time misses the release point, misses up high. She's 3-7 this year with a 5.44 earned run average. 48 strikeouts, 40 bases on balls. That one's in for a called strike. It's 1-1. So Haynes, very effective. She is lifted now for Molina. And Molina into the wind. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Molina, a little more pop. Doane was on the inside corner, and Scamper 0 for 2 thus far. So Scamper at second base has made 3 fine plays. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. She made a couple of plays on line drives, then played one off of the ceiling for the out. 2-2 pitch on the way. Molina into the wind, and here's the pitch from Molina. And that one hits Scamper on the right leg. Scamper hit by the pitch. She took one yesterday for the team as well. And that one will sting a little bit. Scamper this season. She has been hit by a pitch 11 times this year now. Far and away the team leader. Torringus second with 5. Carly Olson, the batter, would love for Dordt to get a run or two for cushion. Showing bunt, pulling back. Olson takes a ball. It's 1-0. So 1-0 the count. Molina looks in. She's on the slab. Into the wind. Here we go. Olson lays down the bunt, pushes it to the third baseman. She sends an airmail over to first base, but Escada is able to climb the ladder, and Olson is retired. 5-4 for the first out of the inning on the sacrifice. Escada just gets the foot down. Didn't get it with the right foot, but came down with their left foot and caught the base. So now Dordt with the heart of the order up, and a runner on second base and 1 out. Ella Coster batting. She reached on an error in the third. Later came in to score. Pitches in for a called strike. A ball. 1-0 the count. Ivy Terpstra waiting in the on-deck circle. Plenty of seniors on this Dordt team. Coster, one of them, swings and misses. So Coster the everyday designated player. She's from Dorr, Michigan. D-O-R-R, Michigan. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that one's off of the hands the opposite way. Up with it. Throw over to the first base, not in time. Gets away from the first baseman. And turning, here's the play at the plate, and safe at home plate. And we told you Jeff Zomer will take his chances. And with Skemper running from third, she scores on the throwing error. And Ella Coster advances. Ella Coster, and I'm not sure, did you score that an error or a base hit? So an error on the shortstop. Coster advances to second on the same play, so there weren't two errors on the play, just the one. So Coster now on second base, and the Dordt defenders get one run for insurance. So Skemper's run is unearned. Coster, if she would score, that would be unearned as well. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off by Terpstra. Coach Zomer at third base in the box. He didn't flinch. He was sending Skemper the whole way. There are differing philosophies on that. I'm not sure what the question is here. So we've got Shelby Robinson over at third base now. And that change happened in between innings. So Robinson over at third, number 88. Keep scrolling. Unless she's in left, yeah. We'll double check that. And here's the pitch. Swung on and off of the hands. I think you might be right, Steph. Third baseman is still number 11, Huffman. Robinson is now in left field. You're correct. Sometimes I've just got to trust the students that they got it all under control. Here's the pitch. And that one hits the cabling. That is for the batting cages. Dordt leading 3-0. Here we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Ivy Terpstra still batting. It's 0-2 with one out in the inning. Coster still at second base. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the netting. Terpstra hanging in there. So 0-2 the count with one out. Terpstra. Right-handed batter awaiting the pitch from Molina. And here's the pitch. Swung on and fights that one off. Foul again. That one ends up in the Doane bench area. Well, I had wondered if we would see Abby Kramer again today. I think she is not going to be pitching again. She's got the jacket on, and see if the rest of the Dordt pitching staff can take care of this one. Be a great boost for their psyche to take care of this one without the aid of Abby Kramer, although she's been a pretty good ace in the hole to hold on to. 3 complete games, and one of them an extra inning affair, and then the one she pitched last night, she went 4 innings in relief. Here's the pitch, swung on and softly hit, and Bessler, the shortstop, makes the play. So Terpstra retired on the play by the shortstop for out number 2, and that'll bring Emma Grun to the plate. So Grun will bat with the runner still on second base, and you're still looking for another insurance run if you're Dordt. A little bit greedy now. Runner in scoring position, and Grun the batter. Here's the pitch. So Emma Grun batting with a runner on second base. 1 run across here in the 5th inning. And here's the pitch. That's in for misses inside, ball 2, 2-0. Sometimes I get caught anticipating. So Grun, right-handed batter, so far here in this game, a sacrifice, a base on balls, and that's it. So she does not have an official at-bat up to this point. Pitch is in for a called strike. It's 2-1. Grun has had a nice career for the Defenders. Played high school ball at Des Moines Christian. Calls Des Moines, Iowa home. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2 the count. 277 batting average entering play today. Well, if the Defenders can take care of things here today, would set up a big doubleheader next Tuesday against Northwestern, who currently is unbeaten in the league. Beat Hastings in game 1 of the doubleheader over on the other field. Pitch is in there for a called strike 3, and Emma Grun strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning. First strikeout for Molina, out number 3, but the Defenders get a run. It's an unearned run, 1 run, without courtesy of a base hit. They strand 1. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Dordt leads 3-0. Back with more after this.
Become a Defender forever. Give $100 a year and you'll get insider access to one-of-a-kind merch, exclusive deals, and other unexpected perks. It's the side of Dordt you won't see anywhere else. Plus, you'll be supporting future Defenders with your gift. It's a win-win. Start forever now.
First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count to Grace Douding, that is. So Douding, here's the pitch. Misses down low, ball 2, 2-0 the count. So 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Douding. Swung on, and that's backhanded and caught by Ivy Terpstra. Defenders have done a nice job in the field here in game 2. Had some dandies in game 1 as well. So line drive out brings Bessler to the plate. Terpstra, couple of plays on the run early. Bessler takes a ball, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count to Bessler. Dordt leading 3-0. Swung on, hit in the air, left field, shallow left, charging on, running, making the play is Canuck for the second out of the inning. So the second out of the frame, that brings Jaden Hunt to the plate. Canuck usually plays one of the corner outfield positions in game 2 of the doubleheader. Pitch is in for a called strike 1 to Jaden Hunt. Well, I want to get Hunt out and just let Camry Moore lead off the next inning. Limit the damage that she can do because she has hit it on the nose twice today. But that means you've got to retire Hunt. Hunt has reached with a single and walked. Slaps this one foul. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Let's see if Kapaska can get out of the inning. She's worked well on the mound here today. Got the start in game 2. Freshman from Ames. Here's the pitch. Swung on and dropped into left field for a base hit. Hunt will take the turn at first, head for second, and not in time, and Hunt is on second base with the double. So I had a plan. You retire Hunt, and Camry Moore leads off the next inning, and you say, well, if she gets it, she gets it. But now she can do some damage. Dordt leading 3-0. And this one's hammered foul. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Megan Elliott waiting in the on-deck circle. 2 down in the inning. So Camry Moore, the batter, line out to second base in her last at-bat. Previous to that, a line out to center field. She was the pitcher of record in game 1, lost that pitcher's duel. Swung on and hits it on the nose again, right up the middle. Up with it is Terpstra. Terpstra gets it back into the infield, and now runners at the corners for the Tigers. And 2 down. Megan Elliott coming to the plate. Elliott popped out to the second baseman and was retired in the second inning. So now Doane trying to put together a 2-out rally here in the top half of the 6th inning, trailing 3-0. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, and that's going to get through to the outfield. That'll be a base hit for Megan Elliott. So Elliott delivers an RBI single. And the shutout is averted. Hunt comes in to score from third. Moore holds at second. And now the Tigers with the tying run on first base. We'll have a pinch runner for Elliott, it appears. That will be number 7, Jaden Papik. So Papik will run for Elliott. Runners at first and second for the Tigers, and they're playing for this inning here. Brings Prauner to the plate. Prauner, a couple of strikeouts so far. So far, well, no, we have the pinch hitter, so that is where Shelby Robinson is up now. So Robinson fouls it off. Strike 1, 0-1 the counts. 3-1, Dordt leading. Kapaska trying to get out of the inning. Swung on and a line drive in right field. Up with it is Cox. Cox with the throw home. In time, and she got her! Brooklyn Cox with the strike. Carly Olson on the receiving end of it. Camry Moore retired on the play at home, and for the second day in a row, we have seen Cox throw a strike to get the out from right field. Dead to rights, dropping it right on the money for Olson. And the defender is able to get out of the inning as Moore is retired, 9-2 for the third out of the inning after the single by Robinson. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and they left 2 on base. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Dordt leading 3-1. Back with more after this.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Steenstra, Canuck, and Torringa due up. Steenstra, 258 batting average. And she comes to the plate. 1 for 2 today. And here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right field. Under it is Hunt, and she makes the play. So Steenstra retired on the pop out to the right fielder for out number 1. That'll bring Canuck to the plate. Well, we have seen some great defensive plays here in this one. Batting now will be Taylor Canuck. Bottom of the 6th inning, Dordt leading 3-1, and Canuck lifts this one in the air on the right side. Elliott under it, makes the play for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Torringa to the plate, and I think we're going to have a pinch hitter. So we're going to have Aurora Tyson come on and hit. So Tyson, number 44, will bat for Torringa. And my guess is we'll have a re-entry at third base for Torringa. Aurora Tyson this season. .328 batting average, 19 hits. And Tyson awaiting the delivery. Here's the pitch. That one's right down the chute. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Tyson wears number 44. She is from Georgetown, Texas. And the 0-1 pitch on the way with 2 down and the base is empty to Tyson. That's in for a called strike 2, 0-2 the count. So Tyson now batting with an 0-2 count. She awaits the delivery from Faith Molina. And here's the pitch up high, ball 1, 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. And Tyson, and here's the pitch from Molina, and that's in for a called strike 3. And Tyson goes down looking for strikeout number 2 for Molina, out number 3 of the inning. And the Dordt side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Due up for the Tigers, it'll be Young, Hoffman, and Escada when we resume play right after this on the Dordt Media Network. catcher. So Doane will counter with a pinch hitter here. Alexis Hubbard to bat. Hubbard to lead off the inning. Pitch is down low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Hubbard batting 100 this season, 1 hit in 10 at-bats. Outside corner, strike 1, 1-1 the count to Hubbard. Hubbard this season, her 1 hit, a home run. Bouncing ball back to Kapaska, flips it over to first for the out, and Hubbard is retired 1-3 for out number 1. Brings Brittany Hoffman to the plate. Hoffman wears number 11. Dordt trying to win second game today. First pitch is in for a called strike. Dordt 7-2 entering the second game of the doubleheader, 26-7 overall. Kapaska misses up high. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Doane 6-9 and 19 and 18. So Kapaska with 1 out in the inning. Want to keep the tying run from coming to the plate. Swung on a ground ball, left side, up with it. Toringa throws over to first base in time. Toringa got it over to first quickly. Steenstra on the receiving end of it. Toringa scooped it up, one motion over to first, got her by a half a step. And that'll bring Angie Escada to the plate. Last chance for the Tigers. Escada, 306 batting average, though, and she has hit it hard in her last at-bat. First pitch in for a called strike 1, 0-1 the count. Kapaska trying to close out the complete game pitching victory. Dordt leading 3-1. And Doane down to the final out. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Kapaska, 2-1 entering play today on the mound. And here's the pitch from Kapaska, misses down low. Kapaska, 1.87 earned run average this season entering play. If she can get out of this. And the pitch is up high and away, ball 3, 3-1. So 3-1 the count, top of the order, waiting in the on-deck circle. So Escada likely will get a pitch to hit here. And here's the pitch, up high, ball 4 and the walk is issued. So 3-1 our score, but now the tying run is at the plate for the Tigers. This will be Dowding. Dowding, line drive out in the 6th inning. Hit the rocket to center field. Misses down low, does the pitch from Kapaska. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Bessler waiting in the on-deck circle. Dordt leading 3-1, swung on, hit in the air, left side, Emma Grun under it, makes the play, and the defenders get out of the inning as Escada stranded at first base after the base on balls. Dowding pops out to the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning. So the final line for the Tigers in that inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. So that is going to do it for the second game of the doubleheader. The final line for the Dordt defenders, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Doane 1, 6, and 2. The winning pitcher, Alexa Kapaska, moves to 3-1 this season. She gave up a run on 6 hits, walked 2 and struck out 4. The losing pitcher, Emily Haynes, 4 innings pitched. She gave up 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 strikeout and 2 bases on balls. Offensively for the defenders, Emma Grun with a couple of base hits. Steenstra and Toringa also with hits to account for Dordt's 4. For the Doane Tigers, they were led by Jaden Hunt. She had a couple of base hits and the runs scored for the Tigers. Dordt improves to 8-2 in the conference, 27-7 overall. Doane slips to 6-10 and 19-19 overall. That's going to do it for our broadcast. A thank you to the Dordt Media Network crew for their work once again this afternoon. We'll be back on the air with baseball on Monday, 3 o'clock start, Dordt versus Jamestown in GPAC baseball. For all of those folks, I'm Mike Biker. Good afternoon.